Welcome to Cooking with Soy. My name is Karen Kuzma and I'm the registered dietitian at the 50th and Hy-Vee in Lincoln, Nebraska. Today we're going to be preparing 2 dessert recipes using soy. Incorporating soy in these desserts is a great way to lower the calories and carbohydrates while adding fiber and protein. The first dessert we're going to make is a pumpkin cheesecake. I'm going to start off with the crust. I've got about 2 cups of crushed ginger snaps. You could also use graham crackers or vanilla wafers, but because this is a pumpkin cheesecake, the ginger snaps are really tasty with it. Then I'm going to add a 1/3 cup of chopped soy nuts. This is what they look like. We just chopped them up a little bit. You could do it in a food processor or with your knife and cutting board. We have 6 tablespoons of melted butter to hold it all together. Give that a quick stir just until all our crumbs and soy nuts are nice and moist. Then we will press that into the bottom of about a 9-inch springform pan. A springform pan kind of holds it in really nice, and it makes for really easy cutting when it goes time to serve, because you can just pull the outer ring off and cut easily through the cheesecake. I like to use a measuring cup, a nice flat bottom measuring cup to press this in, because then you can press it into the corners. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Just try to get it evenly distributed as best you can. Now our crust is ready, all nice and pressed in the bottom of our pan. I'm ready to make the filling. To prepare the filling for our pumpkin cheesecake, we're going to start off with 16 ounces of soft silken tofu. It makes the base of this cheesecake really high in protein and much lower in fat than a traditional cheesecake that uses only cream cheese. We'll put this in the bowl of our food processor with just the blade attachment on there. Then we're going to add 8 ounces of low-fat cream cheese. Fat-free doesn't tend to work really well in baking, so just the low-fat version helps keep the carbs and calories and fat grams low. Then I'm going to add a cup of canned pumpkin. You could use fresh pumpkin as well, but canned pumpkin is just a little easier, and it's readily available in stores around the holidays, so if you can't find it other times, definitely stock up. Then I've got a teaspoon of dried cinnamon, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and just a pinch of ground clove. So we'll just do a little sprinkle like that. Okay, we'll add for sweetness 1 cup of sugar. We'll take this for a whirl. Scrape down the sides once. Okay, now we have 3 eggs, and we just want to add them one at a time. So I'm going to crack them into this bowl. That looks delicious. Now we've got our ginger snap soy nut crust already assembled. We're just going to pour that right in and bake it. smooth out the top a little bit. All right, I've got my oven preheated to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. So we'll put this in to bake for 50 to 55 minutes. Now, what pumpkin dessert would be complete without a little whipped cream, right? We can make whipped cream out of tofu, though. I've got 8 ounces of firm tofu. We want to use the firm for the whipped cream so our whipped cream has some body and structure and doesn't just fall apart on the plate. So we'll put that in our food processor again. Then I've got 3 tablespoons, 3 to 4, depending on how sweet you like it, of honey. I like using honey as a sweetener when I can because it has a little richer, more complex flavor than just plain white sugar. And I've got just a little pinch of lemon, or a touch of lemon juice, about a 1/4 teaspoon. 2 good teaspoons of a pure vanilla extract. Really give this a lot of flavor and sweetness. And then we'll add a pinch of salt. A little saltiness brings out the sweetness in sweet things, so don't be afraid to add it. Scrape down the sides. This has to blend for a while to get it really nice and smooth. All right, that's about the consistency I want it. Now, if you wanted it a little bit firmer, you could put it in the refrigerator and let it chill for an hour or 2, and it would firm up even more. But I'm ready to top my cheesecake. We've taken our cheesecake out of the oven and let it cool really well. Now we're just going to take off the ring around the cheesecake. This is the beauty of a spring-form pan. You might need to run a knife around and loosen it a little, but mine is coming right off today. Now, it still has the base under it to support the dessert, but you can see the beautiful crust around the edge and our cheesecake filling. Now we'll just top it with our tofu whipped cream. Beautiful. The pumpkin cheesecake was a great dessert for those special occasions, but for something easy and everyday, we're going to make a soy nut butter bar with dark chocolate and cranberries. This is something really simple you could do with the kids. It doesn't even have to bake. We're going to take 1 cup of soy nut butter. I've got the I Am Healthy creamy soy nut butter, and put that in the bowl of a mixer. This isn't something you want to try to mix up by hand because it's kind of a stiff dough for our bar. So you really need some sort of electric mixer to make this come together. Soy nut butter is just basically like peanut butter, except it uses soy nuts instead, so it's a little bit lower in fat, higher in protein. Then we're going to add a cup of honey. I like to get these 2 ingredients blended together first before I start adding the dry ingredients. I just think it helps it come together a little better. Now that our soy nut butter and honey are well combined, we're going to add a cup of flaxseed, which is a great source of fiber and omega-3 fatty acids. We're going to also add 2 cups of quick oats. You don't want to use the old-fashioned oats because we're not going to bake this. The quick oats are a little bit more processed down, so they work a little bit better in this bar recipe. Then I have 1 cup of vanilla soy protein powder. You know, you can use any flavor you like. I like the vanilla, but if you wanted it more chocolatey, chocolate would work too. Another great way to add soy protein. Now we'll stir this all together a little bit more. Okay, once we've got a nice homogeneous mixture here, we're going to add a cup of dark chocolate chips. Dark chocolate chips are a little bit higher in the antioxidants because they have more of the actual cocoa bean in them and less sugar and milk fat. So we'll add those in there. And then a cup of cranberries. You could also use raisins, or if you didn't like either, you could leave them out. But I'm going to add some cranberries today. And we'll just give that a quick stir. And that is all it takes. Now we'll just take our mixture and press it into a pan. Kind of firmly pressed down in there so when you cut them into bars, they don't fall apart. This makes an easy snack or dessert. You can cut them into bars and individually wrap them to take to send with your kids to school or off to play when they need a snack. It's a lot more natural than buying processed granola bars and a lot less expensive too. And of course, a great source of high quality soy protein. Now we'll take this, put it in the refrigerator for a few hours, then it'll be a little easier to cut, they'll firm up, and we'll be ready to enjoy. I'm ready to enjoy some delicious dessert today. These both look so good, I don't even know where to start. I hope you'll try both of these recipes. You can find them on the Nebraska Soybean Board website at www.nebraskasoybeans.org, or you can find them on the Bean Team's Facebook page. Remember, adding soy to your diet is a great heart-healthy addition, low in saturated fat and cholesterol. Nebraska Soybean Board encourages you to eat well, eat soy.